What is going on, y'all? It is time for me to review a little pocket pick set from our guys over at Southern Specialties. Now, full disclosure, they do product sponsor and support Mitten Man Lock Sport, and they've been good friends for this channel. And they do sell the Shackleman Cuff Club set, although we don't get anything from that other than the satisfaction that more people get into cuffs. So I've been using this little set. Thought I'd talk about it, talk about pocket picks, Southern cases. Just spend a little time hanging out with lock pickers if you guys are around. Rock out, what's up, brother? Going over the Force EDC set. So, here is what you're getting with this set. I don't know if you had one of these yet. I think you said you were thinking about ordering one. Almost ordered. You got the nice little lightsaber handle shape. These are the small version of the big pick version set that they do. And there's more cutout detail in the handle. Eli, what's up, man? Elijah, how you doing, brother? Good to see you come by. And then they also have like an extra Sith rake set that's got two-sided rakes, I think, that you can add onto the Force set. That's a pretty cool set. It's got some good profiles and stuff. Actually, I've had it just to see it. It was in a giveaway or something I sent to somebody, but almost ordered twice now. Yeah, I kept thinking about it. I got to get back to getting some more stuff from them too. But it's nice. So with this set, if you guys probably know, not many other people catching this out, but you're gonna get one of these long reach spoony type things, whatever you call it. You're gonna get a nice flat hook. Gonna get a good little Bogota E double peak. And you're gonna get their chaos rake. Just nice rake jiggler kind of combo. I think they're 25,000s. I'm pretty sure. I think the only time I've gotten any 20,000s on any pocket picks from them, I kind of got to tell them that to do it that way. So, and then with the set, you do get one turner. Oh, dude, I should have looked up the price of the set. Rockout, can you look up the price of the set? Tell me what the price is. You have a top of the keyway and bottom of the keyway, or top of the keyway on like deeper recessed things. It's good. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't use this flat style bar, but when it comes to making a low profile set, they're really good. And honestly, I'm getting better and better using them, but it does make me mad that I'm not more comfortable with these, and that's because I like. So when you're using these, you're either coming top of the keyway and you're straight up, or mostly straight up, the bottom of the keyway. Similarly, 1645. Oh, that's even cheaper than I thought it was. I was gonna say like $19. Or you're doing something like that, and I just am much better when it's kicked out to the side. So I prefer that style stuff. But it's a good turn, and they're good to use. Now, the nice thing, this is the case. It's a nice little leather case. It fits in fifth pocket your jeans, no problem. You can get it right in there. You fit it in a wallet. They make a really nice wallet case that I use. I got mine full of stuff, and you can actually easily fit this case right into one of the pockets in there. And these come with this leather case. Doesn't come with the picks. It's just a collection of pocket picks and stuff that I have amassed. And then you get this sideways little leather case as well. So it's I really like these leather cases, wallets. So just give you an idea of the size. This will actually even fit like in that really nicely in that window case, which it sucks on any wallet I've ever tried. Putting your license in and taking it out of there sucks. So I always put other stuff in there. So just for that reason, I really like it. I dig the case. You can get the case with other stuff in it. And I have liked the profiles. It's a nice little arrangement. You got two hooks, 2 rakes. Both rakes are a little bit, if you're just going to have one, a good double peak works. If you're just going to get in there with a basic, and again, I like the KS rake's kind of a jiggler. And then the other nice thing about this case is, since I prefer that style, you can still, as long as they stay together, bunch them up. It doesn't stretch it out too much, and I can still fit. Shit, where does this go? Still fit all the picks and the turner that came with it. It doesn't really add too much to it. It's just slight little bit thickness going that way. So I can adjust it to what I like easily, still keep what I got in there. So I got a little extra room. I can fit more picks if I want to stretch this a little bit more. If you're getting this, the black leather on any of their cases anybody's cases tends to be a little more stretchy than like a brown leather. So keep that in mind if that matters to you. If you're the kind of like me, you like to pack these things full of stuff. So Dean P, what's up, brother? Nice to see you pop through. Appreciate that, man. Mike, Two-Face, hello, what's going on? Yeah, the wallet is choice. You know what else is choice? Speaking of, I'm just talking about, we'll get to some picking and talk about their cases. This is their small case. Nice basic little pouch. Got a bunch of their picks and rakes in there with the laminated handle wave, which actually is kind of nice for raking. And gives you a nice purchase for picking as well. And then you have their medium case, which you got a couple flips, a couple pockets, and a nice little pocket in there. And I cram the hell out of stuff into this. So I got a lot of Southern Specialties stuff. Got some mid-made lock sport from them. And then I've got a whole bunch of these twisty flex. So instead of it coming in that way, you got a little twist on that. And these are bare handle, so you actually can change how much pressure you're putting on against the pins by flexing the handle certain ways. So those are definitely fun to play with. But that's their medium case. I don't have their large case. I got to get one of those. Although recently I have acquired their fanny pack, and I'm a big fan. That's something I got to review as well. All right, so let's just do a little picking at least. Use these picks. Now I think, so talk about pocket sets. You got a lot of options. There's some jimmies. There's like a little folding jiggler, folding pick set I destroyed on handcuffs. You can take and add some little bit of handle and a little bit of grip, or you can leave them bare handle. And cone picks, you can just a lot of little tiny stuff. Also, where's the other? Where'd those go? And then the pocket Bogotas. They're a turner and a Bogota as well. So you get a lot of different stuff. Pretty much my feeling on it is, hey Matt, what's up? How you doing, brother? My feeling is, these little pocket sets, you're not trying to pick your way to a black belt with them. Although I've seen some guys use the jackknives and things like that to go nuts on all the belts. But I just think this is stuff, it's for general lockouts, for sheds and garages and filing cabinets and just all that kind of stuff that someone lost a key, you lost your key, and I'm not getting in there very well with this. And then anytime I'm trying new profiles or new pick sets or anything like that, I just like to go to all the basic locks. And if it's not working for me on the basic stuff, then okay, that one's not working for me as well. Oops, I'm flinging out. Let me try. Well, if I'm being honest, and this is what I was. I know this is a bit of a tighter keyway, so I do have to come that way. Well, Matt, man, you can look at your keys and be like, nah, I don't need those. I'm telling you, I'm not used to this tensioning. It's just embarrassing because this is the easiest goddamn lock in the world. Alright, let's see. We'll do an experiment. Let's see if it's the tension throwing me off. Might be the pick. I'm getting so used to picking with like 19 and 20 thousandths, and anytime I go to 25 thousandths on a little bit of a tight QA, I'm like worried about bending the pick. Actually doing some of the pins. All right, there we go. Falsehood. Let me switch over to this guy. There we are. Well, got the easiest lock open. Oh, nice. Thank you, sir. I will check those out as soon as I'm off of here. Steve, you probably went to bed with smelly fingers, man. Wakes you up in the morning, right, Dean? It's like smelling salts. Oh, god damn. I am sucking it with this. Now, I'm not going to admit defeat. I'm just going to switch tactics. Wow. What I get for not picking all day. Well, golly. I'll put that stupid thing down. try some other stuff. So like I said, I do like the 4 profile selection. I like the difference of the barrel handle shape. It is a little different. Gives you a little something else to grab onto. Especially all the awkward ways I like to grab onto picks. Oh, shit. I'm gonna go back to the hook. Where's the hook? Haha, there we go. Little pop, little pop. This will probably be annoying. I think it's tighter than I want it to be for this thickness. See if I can get it in there. I feel like I just dropped a bunch of pins. Oh, and there we go. All right. Getting the feel for it a little bit. Sometimes that's what it takes. I'll go for the old 141. You talking about my parents? No, it was kind of actually worse than that. Closet would have been a dream. Fuck, am I not hitting? I don't know who steps. God damn it. I'm fucking focusing on this stupid. Oh, something just moved. Am I not kidding? Oh, there we go. I've also, this is the first lock I ever had. I've also started to kind of fuck this thing up inside. I raked the shit out of this so many times. Well, let's try a little postal lock. We will get in there with the gas rake. If it'll fit. Right side. Set something. Oh, it sucks. I usually can jiggle these with this profile. That's why I like it. Let's try a different wafer. Built right. I believe this was provided by Jack Fox. I can end up sending this off to somebody. Alright, well, let's switch the profile. See if this other one will get in there. Okay, Yusuf Stalin. Interesting individuals. Okay, damn. The picks, it's me. I can tell you that right now. Because I've been playing with all these logs. I've opened them all with these. So it is definitely more of a me thing here. Master Lock Rock. When in doubt. A little bit of rocking. Rocking docking. Zip scrub rock. Yep. Just pretend they're cuffs. Yeah, right. Throw it on some chains, man, and I'll start getting out of them a little bit better. Alright, we'll see if we can get a decent lock picked. Should be able to get the 7240. Oh, a little tight. Did I miss one or drop one? Huh. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is 7240 pop. It's always fun. So in general, I like the set. I'm not going nuts popping stuff tonight with it, but it's a good set. 17 bucks. Go to get anything from Southern Specialties, lockpicktools.com, and there's their Instagram. Use the code PICKME to get 10% off any order. Tell them Stu sent you. Maybe they'll throw in an extra pick or a sticker. No guarantees, though. Oh, okay, there we go. Like, you got to get that first false set out of that spool. There's something. Oh, I just kept falling off the pin. That was a thing for me for a long time because I was stuck with a short hook. I wasn't real good at getting to that first pin right there behind your turner in that top of the keyway situation. So a lot of times when I thought I couldn't do something, that was the thing holding me up. Seth Joe? What's up, Seth Joe? There we go. Pick, nice little pick. Try for a little redemption on this. One of these goddamn things again. Goody two shoes. See, you warm up a little bit. Get a little practice in you. I just did that one, didn't I? Oh, no, I did the Arcadia. Try the old Lumaline. Lumaline. If you're newish, Ozzy, you might want to. Add you. The hell is going on? What the hell you guys are talking about? That's okay though. As long as you know. Dean's in charge. So if it gets broke, it's Dean's fault. But you can only say that if you love Dean, so. Come on now. Come back there, I gotta get. Well, now, come on. Oh, actually, where's the other pick? What was I just using? Oh, yeah, I was using it. Let's see if the long reach is a little better for me on this. Which I really like the spoon and long reach profiles, but I gotta practice with them to really feel the most comfortable. Probably just over tension and screwing me really. Alright. Ooh, I was about to give up to you. I was saying, alright, we're putting this one to the side. And then we're gonna. So, definitely liking the set. Let me grab a little bit of tea. It's a tea kind of night. Mint tea. Dean, you never know, man. It could all be an act. Alright. We're gonna take a break and pick this beautiful Square 660. Another pocket set. Made and provided by the great Roy Salmons. Oh, where'd it go? There you go. Hooked me up with some lever lock picking tools. Here's the tension tool. Get in there. See how it's lining up on that post in the back. Nice little groove in the top of that. Here is a wire picking tool. And I can swap out different wires. which is pretty awesome. Come on. Just gonna get this in there. All right. So in place. Yeah, I locked it back up. And there we go. Voila. That's a fun way to pick, I'll tell you that. But you generally gotta make your own tools because every different lock might need a little bit of different tensioner and wire tool. So gotta lock this bad boy back up. That's what the levers look like. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That one right there's the tension. And then there's a Roy Salmons keychain he sent me with the stuff. I gotta get more of these lever locks. No crying. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. Mr. Mark Carter, hey, what's up, brother? How you doing? We're taking a look at the old Force ED set, and I pronounce I like it. It's absolutely worth the money. Good little 4 picks. If you want a little pocket pick set, get a Turner case. 17 bucks. You can get 10% off with code PICKME. And as I'm a big fan of carrying around and having all the different pocket picks, trying out the different profiles and handles, mini jigglers, and combs. So it's definitely one of my preferred sets, and I'm going to keep that. I have a problem where I don't keep all the stuff that comes in a set, or I just kind of like part stuff out and mix stuff up how I need it. And but that's one I'll definitely, like I said, I'm going to add a couple turners to it, but which I usually do for pocket sets anyway, so I have a lot of options. But I'm going to keep it kind of slim and tight, keep it in that case. Fits in my 5th pocket if that's all I carry with my wallet case, which I might as well show you the wallet case. There's my wallet case. That's what I keep in the front window on mine. Make sure I don't have anything in there. All right. And then in here, my stubby stew picks. I've got just a nice little assortment of picks, turners. I always have some bobby pins and paper clips in these things because those get used for handcuff escapes. Got this little set here. A serrated edge, which is nice for cutting stuff. This is profiles for my Jesus Christ, how can I not? Oh, right. For my stew pick. And then I've got a couple mini Bogotas and a homemade shim from Southpaw Pete. Gave me some cool material, banding material, and then that's a perfect little handle. So I thought that shit was cool. And then I've got my Bogotas, which generally everyone makes their Bogotas like this, so your profile's pointing up and your handle's pointing down. But I had southern flip that around for me. I think you get a lot better leverage, especially when you're using this for escapes and things like that. So I got my profile going up and the handles going up. Just gives me, I think it gives you better grip, better control, better leverage. So I take that, and then, like I said, just got the extra turners, got a couple of the flatties, got a couple of these. Now I like these, they do these too. I'll make these for me where that little twist in there, it gives you a little more flex in it, but also in these pocket sets and stuff, it makes them sit flat, which, see, these are all that kind of twist there. This is one without one side without a twist. It wants to sit in that way, and they just don't seem to go right. And then you can get those ones in there like that, or your flatties. So I like these, and the bigger cases seem to hold these better. So the smaller cases, I like all the other flatter options. So yeah, that's the basics. That's all thick Turner. Yo, Turner, thick. So yeah, having that wallet in there, this will fit in my little fifth pocket, and then I generally have either a case like this, or like this, or like this in my right pocket, and all of them fit pretty well. This is slimmer, a little taller than that one. This is really slimmed down. It's easy to fit in the pocket with some other stuff in there. And then there's some other cases from them that I don't have quite yet, like the large case, and I think there's a couple other smaller cases that I gotta swoop up. Yeah, I've done pretty good, man. I've got a collection of multi-pick stuff, which they do really nice. I like cases. So multi-pick does a really nice case for their big sets. You got a lot of individual options, and like I said, the black stuff, black leather stretches, so you can kind of start stretching that out. But in the back, I've had 2 picks. These ones over here I double up, and you got plenty of room. And you see these ones, they'll sit nicely on that, and then when it folds, it puts them to the side. And you got everything, including like your dimple picks, rocking in something like that. I don't know, since we're looking at cases, got a nice Law Locks case. It's not the most covert method, but it is a good case. It's got a couple good pockets. This is our Valyrian set, I believe. I keep forgetting that. Bare handle tool set. It's pretty good stuff. I like their stuff. They have some nice, they're flat, are a lot longer than most people's, and it comes with a, where is it? A thick boy. 2mm thick turner. That's the thickest turner I have. So I like the case. I've pulled this stuff out to kind of throw other stuff in that when I'm taking a lot of things to a gathering or anything like that. You have the covert style case. There's the Reaper set. You got the 2 pockets, and then you got a little shorter pocket up here, which is a little frustrating because, like, well, I think that these are shorter than normal, aren't they? Like on the other pick sets that come in this from Covert, like a full-size pick doesn't quite fit down here. It's gonna start getting messed up, and yeah, those don't quite fit either. So it'd be cool if this was just a little bit longer, but you can fit some cool stuff in there. I generally don't put too much stuff in that side. Then you got the Jimmy roll. I'm a big fan of this. Got a nice little zipper pocket at the end. Throw all the turners in there. You don't have to worry about it. Make sure you got a handcuff key in case. It's a nice little 12 pocket set. And it goes in there nicely. It's a good roll, actually. You can pack, well, you can fit, there's some multi-pick handles that will fit in there as well. And if you take like your regular flat, you know, pick handles, you can put tons into these. So it's really a quality case. It's like $12 from Jimmy Long's. Sorry, David. My OCD is different, but I do feel you. Then you have the Book of Secrets from Lockjaw, MFG, man. They've supported Mitten Maid as well, so I'm a big fan of these guys. They support the community. They're doing some great patches. Shit, I don't know. I'm out. Got challenges where you can earn some patches. I was not a good enough picker to do the first one, but I was good enough to get the Berserker. I was good enough to get the Night Watch. I somehow got this one. And then this is their Book of Secrets. This is a pretty stellar case. You got a nice pocket on the back. You got these two floppy flat pockets. You got a Velcro one on this side, open one on that side. And these are kind of full picks. That's most of my Arbiter set in there. So you got that on either side, and then you got 8 pockets through here, and they're pretty spacious. You can see I got some extra jimmies. If you're not using jimmies, you can cram a lot of stuff in each one of these things. These are nice. Again, if you got little thingy-do or one of these more narrow, you can actually case in case with this thing. So this is really actually a very stellar case. Scully, what's going on, brother? Delbert, how you doing? Yeah, I'm a fan of all of them that I have, really. I haven't not liked any case, but they all got their use, especially when it comes to gathering stuff and leaving, and get, depending on how much I'm going to do, what I'm going to do, and then trying to, well, now the effort's trying to keep stuff separate. I'm trying to not mix up my sets and stuff as bad as I used to. 245. Woohoo! I need to, if you guys can indulge, I have to roll up some medicine. Yeah, it's 12 something here. I gotta get up at 5:30, so my body doesn't like my time zone. I can tell you that. Dabs. Yeah, I'm old school, bro. I'm 52. I'm down to just rolling blunts the way I want. I used to have a sick bong, though. I think it's in storage. I kind of miss it. All right. That's that portion of the night where we devolve into handcuffs. So let me grab some stuff. And I will need a pick. That one's bent. That one's on its way to being bent. So we'll use those. All right. Do some handcuff shit. Yeah, I don't, man, it was a long time ago when I switched to blunts. I like it's a more even burn more often. It takes a little longer to get through it, and it worked out for me. And then once I got hooked on doing it that way, I fell off everything else. But I could still taste the flour. Flavor of the flour still matters to me. So, God, why is this going in there all tight? It's almost feeling like this wasn't a Peerless. Nice little. That's the Coxie shim, double-sided shim. Comes with the Shackleman cuff club, handcuff set. Voila! That's how you get out. Zigzag ultra thins. Well, I do. At least we are zigzag brothers. If we're gonna be zigzag brothers, then we're gonna have to do. We're gonna fold the Z. We're gonna zigzag escape. Yeah, that is the one thing, man. You gotta, you keep pushing your tolerance up. If that can matter to you, then you do have to think about those things. I did like when I first started working at a weed shop. I got a lot of free edibles, so I got to try stuff. I had them around a lot. I'm not as inclined to spend the cash on them to do them, and I'm not trying to get like high. I just kind of like a maintenance thing that helps with pain and depression and anxiety. So, um, I just kind of got away from the edibles. Although I should probably get back. I like doing it with the CBD. I think having the CBD and a little bit of it actually is pretty good for me. So what we're doing is we're gonna shim these cuffs. There's no pinky near a latch. There's no hidden keys. It's just that shiny, smooth. Sliding perfectly down into there. And we make the Z. Well, because I need the L. I need the flat part here to get down there in between the stuff. I need that part of the L, or the Z, depending on if you include this part or not, to slide in the side there. It's going to help keep this from crinkling and crumpling and control it a little better. And then I need that bend there so everything gets out of the way of my wrist while I'm doing that. And then you're out of it. Now, can you deal with this Peerless? Sometimes. Give it a shot. Trick with Peerless is you gotta get them in that little bit like you do with most shims. And if it starts bending up in there, then it's gonna screw up. Or if you don't push it down. Alright. I gaffed that one. Usually let's just tear the top off. I'm trying to do it on these. Yeah, fuck it. That ain't gonna work. We'll do something else. Here's my pocket pick that I like to use for doing this. Alright, we will side shim if this will get in there. That might be too thick. I just oh, there we go. Alright, it's a nice thin little hook. I'm gonna come in on the side this way. I gotta get in on the side and I gotta get under that little bulge there. And then once I feel that it's touching the pawl, I'll lever it up, push the pawl down, get myself out. Once again, we're coming in that way. You kind of got to scoop a little bit underneath that. I'm going to do it on that side. Once I get where I want, push that elbow down against the pawl. Pushes that bad boy down. And then being underneath that little bump, actually, you use that thing to lever that down, because otherwise this wouldn't be able to push it down. So using their design against them. That's when it's real fun. Well, you're like, thanks for the assist, manufacturer. Doc Machina graduated and started like a new gig. She got like a big important thing. So it's been a lot of change and buckling down and getting shit done. She's doing good though. I talk to her most days, at least a little bit. I will tell her the masses were asking, where are you? All right, let's try the 750Cs. Let's see if we can do those same two exploits. We'll shim it and see if I can side shim it. Now it'll be a little harder because that red is just powder coating, but it does make the gaps a little tighter. Well, I've done this enough, I've probably knocked most of the powder coating off where it matters. Alright, shim in, hold it in place, get your cuff off. English handcuffs are much harder to pick. Hopefully you're not talking about TCH, because they're not harder to pick. Actually, in some ways, they're easier to pick because you can pick them with a full ball. You just get in there and it's like perfect. Bang! You just knock them right open. If you're talking about like older school English cuffs like a Chubb, they are harder to pick, but that makes them fun. They're a lot easier to shim. A lot of people like pop up and say, Dutch cuffs are harder. We got a couple guys that just proved they're not. And the Shackleman. We got Shackleman from all over the world that have pretty much every kind of cuff you can think of. So, if I don't have the cuffs, one of our fellow guys has them. And can show you that they can be beat. Oh, I was doing the other one. Sorry. You got me all distracted. Nice. Yeah, I worked for a year at a flower shop there, and when I first was there, they were really good with like the samples and extra shit that you got, and then they kind of got a little stingy about it. I ended up having to leave, but tried to go work at another one. It didn't work out, but they didn't give you anything. I was like, dude, come on. You gotta send me home a product. Coast Chilean. What's up, Coaster? Coast to coast. How you doing there? Coast to the most. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to smoke this a little bit. Let us throw a couple there. Let's go through perilous. 3 perilous. That there's some perilous. Nice. TCH 930. So you're talking about one very specific pair of cuffs? Yeah, they might be a little bit harder. Didn't clear that cuff. So sticking that other one. Good business. Hold on, I gotta screenshot that shit. Well, Mr. FBI man, thanks for stepping by. Yeah, if you check my channel out, I don't tell people to escape the police. This is for personal safety reasons. And yes, it is a real life. It is a real life worry. As a child, I had to escape restraints from an abusive environment. So, and if you're still here, Mr. Federal Guy, check out Locksport, man. You can tell. Any of us that run a group or an organization, we have rules about picking the locks. Only pick locks you own. Don't pick locks in use. Don't do anything illegal. We never advocate the illegal. The knife guys don't have to say, don't stab anybody. The gun guys don't have to say, don't go shoot anybody. But the handcuff guys got to say, don't do this if the police put you in them. That's common sense. Oh, I'm not picking locks, I'm picking cuffs. That's just funny, though. I hope that was someone doing a nice troll account. Whoever did that was chef's kiss. This is the, I think, right, broken key extractor. Just, it's masterful pick. It's my #1 profile from multi-pick for picking cuffs. Certainly, pretty sure. Test. I think I can get in there with that. Yeah, I think if I really work it in there, but I don't like to jam it. I don't want to bend this up. I don't care. I can get it out of there if I jam it or break it. I like this tool especially, so I don't want to blow it out. Might as well try out some other cuffs. Some Chicago 1000s there. A little different keyway. Do them lock picks work? I've been seeing on Facebook and Instagram where the side pulls out and you apply pressure and the other side is... I feel like you're talking about like a jackknife. I have no freaking idea where my one that I have left is. Yeah, I mean, they can. It depends on the company and it depends on what you're wanting to do with it. Definitely. Want to be careful of, especially when you're on Facebook and stuff, you want to be careful you're not buying like knockoff stuff. a lot of knockoff covert and knockoff other crap. So generally, and you might think the price is great and you don't mind about, you know, buying the knockoff, which whatever, that's your own morals, but it's absolute crap. So they don't waste your money on the knockoff crap. All right, I'm gonna pop a couple of these. I'm still wide awake. I gotta be up in like 4 hours. Run that key extractor at these. It's a bit of a different pick. I'll show you the difference. So coming in at this, they're always moving away from where, because the blade's going to go in there and swing around. And about 3 o'clock or at about 9 o'clock is where you're going to really kind of get in there, do a lean back and a little lean that way, engage the ball and go. Whereas on these, you got to go to the top of that post, and you are going to, instead of coming in at something like here and leaning, you're coming in here, you're going straight across this way. When you engage the pawl, you're going to do a little lean up that way. So it's a big lean that way, a little lean that way. And as soon as you feel that, you kind of shift to that lean. It's not quite a curve. If you do it as a full curve, you're going to bend your pick a lot more. It is really kind of a two-part motion. Very subtle, though. And that second motion only takes like that little, like, dink, dink. But the first one's a lot of lean back on that. These and the Smith & Wessons. So we'll try the Smith & Wessons. Yeah, I mean, you know, shit happens. All right. Now, Smith & Wessons are a better made cuff. They're a little tighter tolerances, much harder to shim. They don't do that side shim bullshit, really. You can do that same as the other QA, but it doesn't have quite as much. There we go. So for this, I gotta make sure that that little rounded angled end is the one I'm using, because if I go in there with that flat end, it's harder to get it and hit it. But I got the right amount of room with that. Right. I should. There we go. What the fuck? I don't want to bend that. Hold on. I'm like, I didn't double like it, did I? Yeah. See, tougher spring. I just wasn't pushing hard enough. The main problem. All right, y'all. Well, I was just popping on here mainly to get on here and do a little bit of a review on the EDC force set. $16.95 from Southern Specialties, lockpicktools.com. 10% off with the code PICKME. Tell them Stu sent you. Why not? If you're ordering anything, that 10% off is for anything you order from them. It's a lifetime code. If you go to Hardcase Survival, it's their brother company. You can get 10% off anything there. They have a lot of their handcuffs and picks there as well. The Never Forget is the code for Hardcase Survival. So, hey, y'all, thanks for coming in and stopping by and keeping me company. I saw Marissa showed up, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. Sorry, Mama, that was just a coincidence. Thanks, guys. I will talk to you later. I'm probably going to pop out tomorrow night. I'll definitely be on Saturday night. And we'll be doing some handcuffs and having some fun. Take care, y'all.